This is the hook line same connect, so that's coming down about 45 degrees of bend. Really important what the down foot is doing. So you want to hold on to this arch pressure on the foot, not a 10 out of 10, but you want to be able to keep pressure there, maybe 4 out of 10. That's going to hold on to some internal rotation, which we really want. You might feel the hamstring working a little bit on the down leg. The leg that comes up is going to be at about 90 degrees. So think a nice L here at the knee, and I'm going to connect a block or a board game, whatever, to my elbow and my knee. I'd probably put a pillow under your head as well, so you're not way cranked up like that. So I'm in this position. My backside is nice and lengthened because of these positions, and I'm just gonna breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, really easy. You should feel your ab wall on this side get smaller, so that's that little bit of oblique tension, and then you still got the foot pushing, so you feel a little bit of hamstrings, and then rinse and repeat. Again, put something under your head so you can kind of relax and it doesn't feel like an overly intense position. You should feel a little bit of hamstring because of the foot contacts. You should feel a little bit of obliques because you've connected that side. The back should be relaxed and you're just trying to get the breath in there. Don't clench your butt while you're doing it. All right, this would be the quadruped, opposite knee elevated or hip shift, whatever you want to call it. I would use something probably a little bit less high than this. You could use like a bumper plate at the gym or something like that, or a book at home. But I'm gonna have one knee elevated up on something like this. I'm gonna have my arms underneath my shoulders. All I wanna do is kind of keep my torso off my body. I don't wanna crunch, but I just don't wanna collapse in like this. I just wanna bring my torso a little bit off of my limbs. I'm gonna push the down leg, so not this leg, but the other leg, a little bit into the floor. And I'm just gonna hold and breathe. You should feel maybe a little bit of oblique on this left side. Easy in, long, slow exhale out. Don't squeeze your butt. It should feel like that stuff's getting to open up a little bit, especially if we're nice and kind of tall and not crunching and pushing the hips forward like that. These are gonna be the pullbacks. Come to maybe a little bit less than 90 degrees of bend at your hip. You got a ball or a roller in between your legs. Other than that, you're just relaxing. Your feet are staying in contact with the wall, so I don't want you to pull back and then lose this foot like so. Keep the feet in the wall, and you're just gonna roll whatever the top leg is back a little bit, light squeeze into the roller. You should feel your inner thigh a little bit. And we really want to get to the point where, especially on that left side, when you were saying you still feel the glute a little bit, where the glute gets to actually let go and release. And I'm just going to hold that position. I would encourage breathing on top of it. Maybe 5 to 8 breaths. Once you feel the groin a little bit, you can take that and make it dynamic if you want, especially if we're talking about like pre-workout. So I could do this and just kind of actively roll forward and then roll back. Roll forward and then roll back. And you can do that on both sides. Okay. This would be the step-up holds with the opposite arm reaching. So I put my foot up on a block. I wouldn't go super high because you don't have a ton of hip flexion to play with. So keep it a little bit low, maybe like a foot, foot and a half up off the ground. Foot's on the block or whatever you're using. Other leg is kind of straight and relaxed. You can soften the knee a little bit. And then I'm gonna push my knee forward just a touch and then reach this arm forward. I'm not gonna hinge and bring all my weight forward on top of the leg. I'm gonna keep my torso back, but this arm is reaching. I'm gonna push the knee forward, and I'm gonna push my foot down into the ground just to feel some pressure and load coming into the knee. And then I'm gonna relax. I would do 15 to 20 second holds. In that, you should feel the knee take some load and some pressure, but it should not cause pain. You should not have pain with any of the stuff we do. If you do, back off a little bit and you can either reach out via email or text and we can talk about it. But just find that knee a little bit forward without losing your heel. You find kind of the inner heel and the inner like base of the big toe pushing into the ground, and you feel the knee start taking some tension.